My informative speech this evening is going to be about snowboarding. My audience is going to consist of my mom, my brother, and my dad. I started snowboarding about 2 years ago. I went for the first time at Boston Mills with a few friends. We just decided to take a few lessons and try it out. At first it was really difficult. We soon learned that we needed a lot of balance and came home with a lot of bruises. But after a few times, you really get the hang of it, and it's really a fun sport. Going into the history of it, it started with a man named Sherman Poppin. This is a picture of him. He actually created the sport for him and his daughter, not for a profit, but just for something for them to do to spend time together. The first board, according to the author Hunt, it was called a snurfer. This is the ad that they used to use to try and get people to buy the board. And off of this ad in 1996 to 1967, there was 500,000 boards sold. Originally, the boards consisted of a large piece of plywood with a rope attached to the top, and that was the snurf board. It became very popular, and as we all know, nowadays it is in the Olympics. An article called Snowboarding, published in 2007, says that snowboarding was actually put in the Olympics in 1998. People most know snowboarding with Shaun White. He is a winner. He's won multiple gold medals for snowboarding. This graph is the uprise of snowboarding in '98 until 2003. The amount of people who bought snowboarding actually doubled. So because of Shaun White and the dramatic influence he's brought on the snowboarding community, he's most known for his style of snowboarding, which is freestyle. I'm only going to talk about a few styles in this video, but the first one is freestyle. And some of the key characteristics of freestyling is that the snowboards are wider and more flexible, and that's just because when you freestyle, it's mostly tricks. And the board is shorter in length, so you can make better turns. And this is a picture of the half pipe, which most snowboarders do tricks on the half pipe. The next type of board is the freeride snowboard. This is the most basic snowboard. If you were to go start into snowboarding right now, this is the board that they would give you. It's just a basic beginner board. In 2009, there was an article published saying how it was the most common board used, and it's mostly known for its carving, and carving is just another word for turning. And in the process of turning while on the board, it's much easier. And when you turn, the process consists of leaning your heels back to go to the left and standing on your tiptoes to go right, and that's how you turn through. The next snowboard, which is a little bit more difficult than this one, is called the alpine board. This is mostly a competitive board. This is a picture of one of the Winter Olympics because this is because of the snowboard speed. It's a different category in the Olympics. There was an article published in 2011 talking about how this board was known for the speed and how clean the turns were when they participated. And before you talk about the tricks on all the boards that you do, it's important to know that you have to bend your legs, and that really helps with balance. And it's important to keep your shoulders in the direction in which way you want to go. So if you're ready to go right, then you want to put your shoulders right. If you want to go left, you want to put your shoulders left. Some of the most common tricks that author Rodham explains The first one is just an ollie, and basically the process of that is when the board leaves the surface of the ground. And another common trick is a tail wheelie, and that's just your board goes up in the air at one point when you put pressure on your left foot and or your rear leg. When you're snowboarding, it doesn't matter if you're right or left handed, whatever you're more comfortable with. And this is a trick of the tail wheelie. And in conclusion to my project, snowboarding is really a fairly new sport when you think about it, contrasting with football or soccer. And if Sherman Poppin himself never created snowboarding, who knows where it would be today. It's so popular, it's great to see it in the news, and it's very interesting to learn about and fun to watch in the Olympics. So that's my report. Thank you.